Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tracy Vickers Field here in Chapmanville, West Virginia, where we're here for the semifinals of the winners bracket today between the Logan All-Stars and the Man All-Stars, followed by the Mullins All-Stars and the Chapmanville All-Stars. Chris Kidd here with you, alongside me, Bill Lusk, Candace Maynard, our engineer back in the WVOW studios, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer here on Video Productions, Butch Mounts, executive producer of Video Productions here today. And Bill, got in day one with Man getting the bye, Logan able to beat Sandy River 14-4, and now Man getting to play in their first game of the state tournament, or this district tournament, after having to have that rain out yesterday.
Yeah, this is the actually matchup of the last two District 2 champions. Logan was runner-up last year in 2021. They did advance to the state tournament in 2020 in the COVID year. And, of course, we know Man's phenomenal run in 2019 all the way to the state tournament as runner-up. So the last two District 2 champions, of course, Man won it in 2018 as well. Mm-hmm. And then we go back to 2017 to that great Logan team. So the last two District 2 champions going back to 2017, and should be another phenomenal matchup between these two rivals.
Both teams introduced down on the field right now, getting ready for the playing of our national anthem. So we'll step aside for a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll get ready for first pitch here between Logan and Man, as you are listening to and watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball, presented by BOONE Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media, and right here live on WVOW Radio.
Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, we have a huge menu offering home-cooked dinners, hamburgers, tacos, hot dogs, pizza, Philly steaks, and desserts, including, of course, ice cream. Ask about our weekly home-cooked dinners. We have an everyday hot dog special, 6 hot dogs for $5.99, or $5 14-inch large grab-and-go pizzas made from our fresh homemade dough. So visit Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, located beside the old IGA in Chapmanville, just off the Crawley Creek exit of 119.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
What started as a vision to bring quality health care to the coal fields of southern West Virginia has grown to become so much more. Introducing BOONE Memorial Health, a modern state-of-the-art healthcare provider that has expanded its technology, capabilities, and footprint to meet the needs of our growing service area. With a 5-star patient experience rating 2 years running, our family of local employees, medical staff, leaders, and governing board are working hard to deliver compassionate care, respect for others, and excellence in all that we undertake. Our commitment to the communities we serve goes even further as we look to the future to make our region a better place to live, work, learn, and play. We are now BOONE Memorial Health. And for you and your family, we are bringing medicine.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd with you, alongside me, Bill Lusk, for today's game. Candace Maynard, our engineer, back in the WVOW studios, and Robbie Mounts, our engineer, here on Video Productions. And again, we have Logan and Man getting ready to get started here in just a moment, going through the Little League pledge right now. And going back to the other day, again, we're losing track of our days now, but that was Friday. It feels like three weeks ago at this point. But Logan played Sandy River in the opening game. Kind of a wild game. Again, Sandy River didn't put up all in play for nearly 4 innings of work. Logan had some difficulty locating the strike zone in that game. Sandy River hung around in that contest. It was 6-4 going into the fourth, and then Logan's bats exploded, scoring 8 runs to get that 10-run rule game. Even after the game, some of the Logan people said, well, it was just a little opening jitters, and, maybe didn't play our best, but we got the job done. So, maybe it was good for Logan to come out there and get that opening game like that and be able to shake out some of the nerves.
Yeah, I think not only that, and from a pitching standpoint, everybody that threw in that game Friday for Logan's eligible to come back today. So they have a full complement of arms, and that first game might be a big thing because in the little leagues, different sites and places, mounds are different. You know, it could have been an issue of just trying to find the location of the plant foot and getting that down pat. But, you know, as you mentioned, Logan, you know, they did struggle. They didn't allow a hit for 3 innings until Sandy River finally put a ball in play in the 4th inning, and Logan's defense was kind of a little relaxed out there. And then when they did, Logan made the mistakes out in the field, and that's going to be something to watch here today. Is the first ball that's put in play, how Logan responds to that. That's one thing that I think Logan needs to do here today that they didn't do Friday. Is they got to get ahead in this count early. If your pitching staff, they had 10 3-ball counts, and of those 10, 5 of those were the full count variety. And when you're only allowed to throw 85 pitches for an individual, that, you know, those add up very quickly to this to the pitch count total. And 7 walks and 1 hit batter, that's 8 free bases that Sandy River had, despite being hitless through 3 innings. Something that I'm sure is, you know, they can't do here today against man.
Let's look at the Logan defenses. They will be the designated home team here today. Man will be the designated visiting team for Logan. Pitching today will be Chase Butcher on the mound for the Logan All-Stars. He'll be accompanied by Dakota Maynard behind home plate. Then around the infield at first base you have Carson Hale. Then over at second base, Carter Frye. Shortstop is Owen Bryant. Third base is Nathan Robinette. In the outfield, left field to right, is Dawson Keyser. In center field, Landon Hall. And in right field, you have Trip Thompson. Coming off the bench for Logan will be Keaton Brown and Mason Krause today. On the other end for the Man All-Stars, leading off today will be Leland Grimmett, the center fielder. Batting second will be Landon Ellis, the catcher. Batting in the 3 spot will be Brenton Adams, the second baseman. Batting cleanup will be the shortstop Travis Vance. In the 5 spot will be Cooper Nelson, the first baseman. Batting in the 6th hole is the third baseman Austin Vance. Batting 7th is Elijah Copley, the pitcher. Then you have Braden Collins, the left fielder, batting 8th, and Matthew Browning in right field, batting 9th. For the Man All-Stars, coming off the bench will be Jackson Mangus, and also not in uniform, not here, but on the team, fighting through an illness right now, is Colton Toller. We wanted to send a shout out to him, and hopefully he feels better a lot sooner than later, as we hope that he and his family will enjoy today's game with us here on WVOW and Video Productions. But if you're in the Man dugout right now, Bill, coming out here for this first inning, what do you feel like is the situation for them? I mean, obviously you want to get off to a good start here, try and attack this Logan pitching early, but, you know, you've also got those nerves of this being the first game. So how are you approaching going up against Butcher? Are you going to be patient or try and attack quickly?
I think it's a little bit of both. And we'll see Leland Grimmett here, a leadoff guy. As a leadoff guy, you want to make the pitcher throw as many pitches as you can in the leadoff spot. And obviously, if you want to be aggressive, if your man, if the first pitch looks good to you, swing at it. And I think it'll just be a thing of adjustments as we go on. Man, maybe they're aggressive in the count early and patient later on in the innings as the pitches get up. Then again, maybe they want to take a few pitches the first at bat, and then the second at bat, once they've got the timing down, jump on the first pitch they see if it looks good to them and see what they can do there. Sandy River obviously had a very patient approach Friday with this Logan pitching staff, and that's something we'll be watching forward, moving forward for both teams.
And just to give a little bit of a look forward in our broadcast, again, tomorrow we'll have 3 games for you. Those will be on Video Productions, as we will be back with WVOW later in the week here from Chapmanville. But tomorrow all 3 games will be on Video Production, starting at 1 o'clock, then 3 o'clock, and then 5 o'clock will be the championship game of the winner's bracket. Whoever wins that game will advance on to the state tournament in Martinsburg later this month. So 2 of these 6 teams will have a chance to compete for the state title, and we are underway as Butcher's first 10 fouled off by Grimmett as he squared the bunt and popped it backwards, 0-1.
Yeah, right off the bat, man, trying to square a bunt here as Grimmett fouls it back. Wants to get the ball in play and see if we can't get an early runner here.
And also the tournament will conclude on Tuesday and Wednesday, weather permitting, with the final 2 games out of the loser's bracket as second pitch from Butcher misses outside 1-1.
Yeah, Grimmett, good job pull that bat back in time before the pitch got to him.
Now the Logan defense playing in at the corners as that bunt attempt goes through and misses for Grimmett, 1-2.
Yeah, 2 strikes. We'll look to see if man elects to keep the bunt on. Right now, no signs from Grimmett.
And now the first and third base playing back in their regular positions. Here comes the 1-2 from Butcher. Just missing, 2-2. You can hear some of the groans go up from the Logan side. They thought they had strike 3.
Yeah, I think what happened there when Maynard comes out of his crouch there, he's unable to get back down in time to frame that pitch to get the call.
Here's the 2-2. Grimmett able to stay alive as he chops it off of home plate.
Now, like we talked about with the leadoff hitter, 5 pitches so far in this at bat. Grimmett number 6 coming up here. So Grimmett doing his job, making Butcher throw strikes early.
Here comes another 2-2. This time Butcher able to retire Grimmett as he swings and misses on a fastball. First out of the game, first strikeout of the game for Butcher.
If Butcher's able to hit the corners on a consistent basis here, man's going to have difficulty putting the ball in play. That was a good pitch sequence there by Butcher and the Logan All-Stars.
Now the batter will be Landon Ellis, the opposing catcher, as that one in for a strike, 0-1. And Butcher doesn't have overpowering stuff, but he does hit his locations very well.
Yeah, and what we've seen so far is that he's attacking his zone early, something we didn't see Friday.
There's a high fastball that Ellis fouls off straight back and out of play. Quickly, Butcher gets ahead 0-2.
Yeah, 2 batters, and he's ahead in the count to both of them. 1-2 to Grimmett, now 0-2 to Ellis.
And this kind of reminds me of Chapman from Mullins the other night. Again, didn't have overpowering stuff, but just kept pounding the strike zone over and over again. Here comes another fastball that was missing a little low. 1-2 now the count.
It's a good 0-2 pitch there by Butcher to try to get Ellis to chase something in the dirt. Ellis was able to lay off of it and has got another chance here.
That time he comes right back with it. This time Ellis does go fishing and comes up empty, as that's back-to-back strikeouts to start the game for Butcher.
Yeah, good start for Logan here. 2 strikeouts, only 10 pitches thus far through the first inning for Butcher.
And you'll hear Bill and I alluding to that pitch count throughout the broadcast. Again, in Little League now they do have pitch count rules. It's been that way for over a decade now, but if obviously you didn't have a child or didn't have much of an interest in Little League until now, then this would be good information to have. His first pitch misses 1-0, but you can only throw a maximum of 85 pitches now in a game. His pitch misses in the dirt 2-0. If you throw more than 20 pitches, you get to 21, you have to have at least 1 day's rest. Over 35 is 2 days rest. Over 50 is 3, and so on and so forth to try and protect these younger arms.
But there may be an instance where we say somebody throws 24 pitches but can come back on the day because, if he starts the batter with 20 or less, he's able to, finish. If he starts him with 19, technically he could throw many as 50 pitches if they just keep fouling them off and still come back the next day.
Now the count 3-0, and that one will miss outside to Brenton Adams, and the second baseman for Man will draw a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, very good at bat by Adams there. Very patient, not to chase any pitches there that Butcher had. He struck out Ellis swinging on a ball in the dirt and tried to get Adams there to chase a few pitches, but Adams laid off of him.
So now it'll bring up Travis Vance, the shortstop for Man. Takes a big rip at a fastball, but was tardy on it, 0-1.
Yeah, not only tardy, but opening up too, stepping out towards the third base batter's box. If I'm Butcher, I'd come right back with that same pitch.
Butcher works quickly, and that time he peppers the outside corner and catches Vance looking, 0-2.
Yeah, 0-2 count. We'll look here to see if Man elects to start the runner at first base. Maybe 0-2, get a little hit and run action here and draw a little action on second.
That time off speed pitch chopped right back to Butcher. He'll fire over to Hell in time for out number 3. So a quick inning of work for Butcher. 1 man left on after the 2-out walk, but no runs for Man. We head to the bottom of the first inning, no score here from the District 2 11 and 12-year-old Little League All-Star Tournament. As you're watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball, presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media and live on Video Productions.
In Peytonville, there's lots of ways to save on auto insurance.
Really?
Yep. Very proud of that. With Smart Ride from Nationwide, they can get discounts for safe driving.
Does she get one?
Mrs. Carmichael, safest driver in Peytonville. Takes a lot of work and effort to be the safest driver in Peytonville.
What about this guy?
With Nationwide Smart Miles, the less he drives, the less he pays. The list of inspiring stories goes on and on.
I bet. I've never seen anyone do more with their retirement than you.
I concur.
Goo Goo Dolls and
Kid Rock was the last one I went to, and they were filming right across the road from what used to be the Monkey Bar, the Wild Dog, or whatever it was at the time, Banana Joe's. They was filming for one of his music videos in Huntington. It's pretty cool. We're standing outside yelling like a bunch of idiots. Yeah, you rock. You the man. Then come find out Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart was there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we are also back with you live now here on Video Productions. Chris Kidd with you, alongside me, Bill Luss, Candace Maynard, our engineer back in the WVOW studios, and Robbie Mounts, our engineer here on Video Productions, as Logan will come to the plate for the first time. It'll be Owen Bryant to lead things off, the shortstop, followed by Carter Frye, the second baseman, then Landon Hall, the center fielder, as we'll set man's defense here in just a moment. As Copley on the mound, fires and misses high and over the head of Bryant, 1-0. And Bryant, the other day, had a nice game against Sandy River, was 2 for 3 in that game, had a double, a ground out to second base, walked, and had a single in that win. Copley rocks and fires. This one comes inside, and this one does hit Bryant, so he's hit on the second pitch, and that'll put him at first base with nobody out.
Yeah, that first inning, Chris, Logan was able to get the first 4 runners on and plate 3 runs before Sandy River was able to get an out. But then after that, Jeremiah Graham really settled down for Sandy River and was able to, limit the damage. But unfortunately, in that first and third inning, he was unable to get that third out.
Now here's Carter Frye. He was 1 of 3 the other day. This one he lifts high in the air into left field, backing up on it, and over the head of the left fielder Collins. Bryant around second, digs for third. He'll hold up there as the cutoff man can't find the ball, and now here comes Bryant to the plate, and he'll score standing up, and Logan takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, a little miscue out there in the field as it looked like the ball was misjudged a little bit, or maybe it caught a little bit of a wind gust. Couldn't really tell, and it just kept carrying over the head of Collins, and then Collins will fire the ball back in over the head of the shortstop Vance, and that allowed Bryant to score, who was being held up at third on the play.
And now you have Landon Hall standing in. He had an RBI the other day against Sandy River. He was 1 of 3. Had a single, reached on an error, flew out, and then walked as he takes a ball to start this at bat, 1-0. You have Collins in left field for Man, Grimmett in center field, Browning in right field, Austin Vance at third base, Travis Vance at shortstop, Adams at second, Nelson at first. And as we mentioned, Copley on the mound, and Ellis behind home plate, the catcher for Man. That pitch misses inside, 2-0.
Yeah, Copley's falling behind in the count here, and that can be a dangerous thing when you fall behind 2-0 and you're setting dead red fastball on these counts. Logan could tee off here.
This one comes inside, and that one's going to hit Hall as he'll go to first base, and that's the second batter that Copley's hit here in the first 3.
Yeah, it's going to draw a visit from manager Chris Toller early. We'll look to see if maybe he makes a pitching change here. He's making a slow walk to the mound, and Copley a little visually upset. In fact, we will have a pitching change as catcher Ellis gives the ball to Toller.
So that was after the first 6 pitches of this game. So Man will have a new pitcher coming in here. It's Coach Toller wanting to try and limit the damage here early, as Logan has already taken a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. So while the pitching change takes place, we'll step aside for a 60-second break, and we'll be back right after this as you are watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball, presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media, and live on WVOW Radio.
Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, we have a huge menu offering home-cooked dinners, hamburgers, tacos, hot dogs, pizza, Philly steaks, and desserts, including, of course, ice cream. Ask about our weekly home-cooked dinners. We have an everyday hot dog special, 6 hot dogs for $5.99, or $5 14-inch large grab-and-go pizzas made from our fresh homemade dough. So visit Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, located beside the old IGA in Chapmanville, just off the Crawley Creek exit of 119.
A new day begins. And what happens today must be covered, reported, and passed on to everyone in the region we serve. We are journalists, staff writers, editors, storytellers. Who are we? We are HD Media, trustworthy and always here for the times we live in.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk with you as new pitching change for Man, as it'll now be Adams on the mound as his second pitch in for a strike. Swinging and missing is Dakota Maynard.
Yeah, good job by Adams come in and get a strike early. That's something if Man can do, they can probably be successful here this afternoon.
And this one hit high in the air in the infield into foul territory. Coming on, and what a grab by Austin Vance as the lefty able to come up with it as he was going towards the ground. Logan, though, wisely tagging up and getting to second and third base on that great base running by Logan and a great defensive play by Man all at once.
Yeah, good heads-up play by the Logan coaching staff and the Logan base runners to recognize that third base was open and nobody was covering second base as well. Get the runners going, get two more runners here in scoring position, see if they can't capitalize on the miscue there.
So 1-0 Logan leads it, second and third with one out as Carson Hale stands in. He'll foul it back to the screen. As Hale had an RBI, was 2 of 3 against Sandy River. He walked, struck out, and had a pair of singles. Home plate umpire hollering, whoa, 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 whoa. And here on Video Productions in a moment, we'll show you the tag-ups from Logan and the base running that they had. As that pitch misses over the head. And now let's take a look at it here. Again, the catch was made, but it doesn't look like Logan. Let's see if they tagged up. No, they didn't tag up at first base. So on Video Productions, you can see that Logan did not tag up over at first base. So if Man had appealed, they might have been able to get a double play out of that.
Yeah, but apparently neither the first baseman, Copley, nor the Man coaching staff saw that. And thus far in the play, there was no appeal. So
Hale fouls a 1-1 pitch back into the screen, 1-2. So again, one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Winner of this game moves on to the championship round of the winner's bracket tomorrow at 5 o'clock. That one skips and gets away, and now the runner hesitates here. He comes to the plate. Throw is not in time. Close play at the plate. Ellis was able to retrieve it quickly, but the speedy Frye able to just get in underneath the tag, and Logan leads it 2-0 now.
Yeah, it's one of the things where the throw beats the runner, and the fact that it beats him by at least a second, and it holds up the tag as allowing the runner to slide in underneath it, as we saw on the replay there. And Man, 2 runs right now. If they can get out of this with 2 runs, that would be a very fortunate thing for them. But in order for them to do it, they just need to continue to attack the zone. We talked about Jeremiah Graham. He had 6 strikeouts, and that was just in 2 2/3 innings. Once the relief pitcher came in for Sandy River, Logan didn't strike out the rest of the day.
There's a nubber off the inside of the bat that time by Hale, but it's going to fall foul, almost reminiscent of the ball that Maynard hit a moment ago. And that'll even up the count at 2-2 now.
Fortunately for Logan, that ball didn't hold up in the air as long as the fly out by Maynard that allowed Vance to make the play in foul territory.
Now the 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3 as Adams able to retire Hale for the second out of the inning, and now that'll bring up Trip Thompson. I'm like you, if Adams able to do the work here with the situation he came into and keep only 2 runs on the board, Man might get a lift out of that going back into the dugout.
Yeah, he's 1 out away from doing so here. We'll see what Thompson can do for Logan, see if he can get that 3rd run in, or see if Logan can get it in by a pass ball or wild pitch here.
Thompson goes after a high fastball and comes up empty, 0-1. Again, Thompson was 0 for 1, reached on an error in the game the other day against Sandy River. And I believe he's wearing his father's old football uniform number. I remember because I used to have to see that as I got plowed over in practice most of the time. As there's a shot towards third, fielded cleanly, fires on to first, and nice throw by Vance to Copley in order to get Thompson by a step over at first and wipe out a potential 3rd run. in the inning, but Logan does a little damage on one hit, and a pair of hits batters. They score 2, and Logan takes a 2-0 lead heading into the top of the second inning. We'll be back after this 60-second break as you're watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by BOONE Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media and live on WVOW Radio.
Hi, I'm Casey Legg, and I'm from Charleston, West Virginia. And when I'm back home in Charleston, you will find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Par-Mar. There are literally hundreds of Par-Mar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Par-Mar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Par-Mar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
What started as a vision to bring quality health care to the coal fields of southern West Virginia has grown to become so much more. With a 5-star patient experience rating 2 years running, our family of local employees, medical staff, leaders, and governing board are working hard to deliver compassionate care, respect for others, and excellence in all that we undertake. We are now BOONE Memorial Health, and for you and your family, we are bringing medicine home.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk with you. Candace Maynard, our engineer, back in the WVOW studios with the man, Robbie Mounts, our engineer here on Video Productions here today. Butch Mounts, our executive producer on Video Productions.
Fortunate for man there that the runner at third base, Maynard, didn't break for the plate on the throw. Instead, Hale will scoot into second base as Ellis chased Maynard back to the bag at third. 2 more runners in scoring position for Logan, and already 4 runs in, looking to add to it with 2 outs.
This will be the 9th batter of the inning for Logan as Trip Thompson stands in, swinging a miss, 0-1. Thompson grounded out to third, his first time up at the end of the first inning. Now they throw over to third. Maynard fell asleep at the bag. They throw to the plate, and they're going to tag him out. So once again, a Logan base running error. We saw some of those the other day, as you mentioned, Bill, against Sandy River. And right there, man, able to use that to their advantage to get out of the inning. But Logan has 5 hits in the second inning, along with a 2-run blast by Landon Hall. They score 4, and the Logan All-Stars take a 6-0 lead into the top of the third inning. We'll be back after this break as you are watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by BOONE Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media, as well as on WVOW Radio.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Par-Mar. There are literally hundreds of Par-Mar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Par-Mar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Par-Mar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
At Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, we have a huge menu offering home-cooked dinners, hamburgers, tacos, hot dogs, pizza, Philly steaks, and desserts, including, of course, ice cream. Ask about our weekly home-cooked dinners. We have an everyday hot dog special, 6 hot dogs for $5.99, or $5 14-inch large grab-and-go pizzas made from our fresh homemade dough. So visit Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, located beside the old IGA in Chapmanville, just off the Crawley Creek exit of 1.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Tracy Vickers Little League Field in Chapmanville, West Virginia. Chris Kidd with you, alongside me, Bill Lusk, with Candace Maynard, our engineer, back in the WVOW studios, and Robbie Mounts, our engineer here on Video Productions. And again, after that long at bat a moment ago by Owen Bryant, Bill, Logan able to come back with 4 straight hits and really put a big crooked number up there in the bottom of the second inning with a 6-0 lead now, and that's got to be a little bit demoralizing for the man All-Stars.
Yeah, especially when Adams only had 22 pitches entering that at bat to Bryant. He finished the inning with 48 pitches, so he had to throw an additional 26 pitches, 14 of which, as we mentioned, come to the at bat by Bryant, and that was a big at bat there by Bryant, doing what a leadoff hitter should do. Make the pitcher throw as many pitches as he can and get on base any way that you can. It resulted in a base on balls and 3 more runs for the Logan All-Stars. Actually, 4 more runs after that, because Logan had yet to score before those 2 outs.
Now Now man will come to the dish here in the top of the third inning, trying to climb back into this contest now, trailing at 6-0, as it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for man. Braden Collins, Matthew Browning, and Leland Grimmett. His first pitch from Butcher misses low. Nice stop by Krause there. Count 1-0.
Yeah, Krause just checked into the contest for Dawson Keyser the top half of this inning.
That one misses a little low from Butcher, 2-0. And man, still on their first trip through the lineup here, as Butcher has been very effective. 4 strikeouts, not giving up a hit yet. Only 1 walk surrendered to the man All-Stars. There's a swing and a miss by Collins, 2-1.
Man, you're behind 6-0. You want to try to get as many runs as you can in this inning. At least try to cut the deficit in half. Set the goal for 2-3 runs and then build on it.
That time Collins went chasing on a fastball outside and came up empty, 2-2.
And one way that they can do that is if they're aggressive in the account here. Don't chase bad pitches, as we've seen here from Collins. He swung at 2 pitches out of the zone. Otherwise, he may be on first base with a walk.
And there's strike 3 as Butcher came right after him that time with a fastball right down the gut. And that'll be strikeout number 5 now for Butcher.
Yeah, Butcher's getting the strikeouts pile up there. 35 pitches, so pitch count looks pretty good for Butcher, but he's doing it by getting ahead in the count and making man chase bad pitches.
Swing and a miss by Matthew Browning, 0-1. That is pretty impressive. 2 1/3 inning, 5 strikeouts, and still only 36 pitches against you at that point. So Butcher has been very efficient. This one lifted into shallow left field. That's sinking fast, and that'll fall for the first hit of the game for the man All-Stars.
A good job, a good piece of hitting there by Matthew Browning to stick the bat out there and the ball, make contact with it, just make things happen. You don't have to hit it very far. If Butcher's throwing hard, if you get the bat out there, the ball's going to travel a far distance. And now we're back to the top of the lineup and Leland Grimmett. And with man, Grimmett tried to bunt his way on the first at bat, fell behind in count 0-2 before striking out.
Square to bunt. That one misses outside. Once again, nice stop by Krause, 1-0. Yeah, it's the old Roger Gertz philosophy, just put the ball in play, make the defense do something at that point. You apply a little bit of pressure, you're going to get some good results.
That's won 7 state championships for Logan.
Yep. Fastball misses high. 2-0 the count now to Grimmett.
Now, first at bat, Grimmett fell behind in the count 0-2 because of two foul bunt attempts. Now he's ahead in the count 2-0.
That one just missed. Count now 3-0. Butcher had a little bit of a puzzled look on his face. I think he thought he had a strike that time.
Well, what we're seeing thus far from Leland Grimmett here is an approach here, a patient approach, and it's going to result in a 4-pitch walk. We'll see if other man batters choose to take that approach here as well, or if man's going to, especially the 2, 3, 4 hitters, will they jump on the first pitch if it's in the zone?
Now that'll bring up Landon Ellis. He struck out in the first inning against Butcher. That one skips and gets out wide, 1-0. Now Butcher's starting to lose a little bit of control here after that first hit he gave up.
Yeah, 5 straight balls now to the man batters, and I would have to venture to guess that man is taken until they get a strike.
There's a swing and a miss by Ellis. That one came right down Broadway, so he took a rip at it. Count now 1-1.
Aggressive approach there by Ellis. Pitch in the zone. Take a hack at it. See if you can get the runners over. Maybe even get them in.
This is the first real threat of the game for the man All-Stars. Runners at first and second with 1 out. They trail it 6-0, and there's a swing and a miss by Ellis, 1-2.
And if I'm Butcher, I come right back with the same pitch, maybe try to come a little bit inside. Ellis, he's one of the man batters that is stepping out towards the third base coaching box.
Tries to go outside with it and misses, 2-2. Again, Krause done a tremendous job behind the dish this inning, and Butcher's had several of them skip into him, and Krause has been able to keep all of them right in front of him.
Yeah, Butcher started the inning with 30 pitches. Now he's quickly up to 45, so he's thrown 15 since getting the first out.
Ellis able to spoil that 2-2 pitch as he fouls it back to the screen.
Well, I should say that's the 11th pitch that he has thrown since he recorded the first out. He struck out Collins on 5 pitches to start this third inning.
Now Ellis will climb back in. Another 2-2 pitch with 1 out as Butcher shakes off a sign. Now comes with what he wants. Misses outside, and the count runs full. Looks like Butcher mumbling something. I don't know if it's that he can't grip the ball right now or if it's slipping out of his hands or what. Seemed like he was making a gesture towards that.
Yeah, it seems like he's throwing hand as he gets back. Before he gets back on the mound, he's shaking it. So I don't know if there's some sort of injury there or if, maybe it is a grip issue, as you mentioned. But I'm looking down there in that Logan dugout to see if we're going to get a visit, because the next 3 batters have reached after the strikeout, and man, got something cooking here with 1 out and bases loaded.
Yes, there was a walk to Ellis, so you've had a single and back-to-back walks now. As Butcher on the mound talking with Coach Roberts as well as the rest of the Logan infield. And now you've got the dangerous part of this man order, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. A chance for them to try and climb back into this game. As we saw Logan jump out on Sandy River similarly the other day, and then walks started to pile up for the Logan pitchers, and Sandy River actually got 2 runs walked in, had a couple more runs, kept that game close for a long time before Logan finally broke it open. But right now looking at a similar scenario, man, with only 1 hit in this game. But let's see if Butcher will stay in here. It appears he will, and let's see if he's able to work out of this jam or if Mann's able to start piling up some runs this inning.
With the 7 walks and the hit batter that Logan had in that contest against Sandy River, we could possibly be talking about Sandy River and Mann here. If Sandy River could have got a hit with those bases loaded and all them free passes.
So now here's Brenton Adams. First pitch to him, hit hard down the right side, but it'll trickle foul. The count will be 0-1.
Adams did a good job there going with the pitch and taking it to the right side. Unfortunately for Mann, that ball just did kick foul before it could get to the first base bag.
Adams walked in his first plate appearance against Butcher. That was the first walk of the game. Only 3 from Butcher. 2 of them, though, have come in the last 2 batters. That one's going to skip and miss in. Gets away from Krause, but the runner will hold at third. As we talked about on Friday, that backstop here in Chapmanville, a lot deeper than at some of the newer ballparks, so does favor a lot of the runners to be able to try and steal home or steal bases here. And I kind of like it, to be honest with you. I said I don't necessarily like a lot of those newer parks where it's so forgiving for pass balls. This one hit hard back up the middle. What a snag by Butcher. Throws home. They'll get the force out at home, and that'll keep the bases loaded. That ball was rocketed, and Butcher, what a glove on him. Able to make that play for the second out.
Yeah, throw was a little high. Good job by Krause to leap and keep that ball in his glove. Otherwise, Mann might have a run across the board. But Krause, he catches the ball and comes down, not knowing where he is. He just alertly runs at the base runner. That was Browning breaking from third and applies the tag for the second out.
So now you have the cleanup hitter, Travis Vance, who grounded out back to Butcher in the first inning. Takes a rip and misses 0-1. Butcher took a little off that one and got Vance out in front. Again, 6-0. Logan leads it here in the top of the third inning. Bases are loaded for Mann. Trying to break through against Butcher for the first time today. As Butcher winds and delivers. This one misses outside. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a good block by Krause behind the plate yet again. If that ball gets by, I've got to imagine Leland Grimmett is breaking from third and may be able to score if that gets to the backstop.
That one misses outside, gets away, but Grimmett's going to hold at third. Yeah, at this point, though, if that ball gets by enough or it dies up against the backstop, I'd go ahead and send him. I mean, even if you do get the out, you start out the next inning with your number 4 hitter coming up.
Well, not only that, you've got Butcher that struck out 5. You may need to create some havoc on the base paths. And now, 3-1, you're 1 pitch away from getting your first run of the contest here if Butcher is unable to retire Vance.
So now let's see if Vance makes an attempt on this one, if he's going to force Butcher to throw a strike. 3-1 with the bases loaded, and it is in for a strike. Now the count full here at 3-2. And Butcher's walked 2 this inning, along with the 1 hit of the game thus far for Mann. Can they cash in here? That one chopped off a home plate foul by Vance. It'll stay at 3-2.
Yeah, Vance doing a good job there going down and fouling that pitch off, staying alive in the count. The 3-1 pitch, it looked like it was pretty obvious he was in complete take mode as the pitch was on the outside corner. Obviously a pitch that Vance wasn't looking to hit at 3-1.
So here comes another payoff pitch. That one's going to miss into the dirt, and that'll be ball 4, so that'll be the first run of the game for Man. And much like the other night for Logan, walks come back to haunt them, although they still hold a 6-1 lead, but the base is still loaded. All you need is one big hit if you're Man here, and all of a sudden, this is a brand new ball game.
Yeah, Cooper Nelson grounded out the first time up. He was the one who hit that ball on the infield, and as soon as it was hit, it died quickly, and the first baseman was able to get to it. Once the first baseman got to it, he slipped but was able to beat Nelson to the bag. We'll see if maybe he can go down the first base line here and find that corner.
As Butcher comes set, first offering, in for a strike to Nelson, 0-1.
There's a pitch on the outside corner. As you hear the Man coaching staff telling Nelson to stay in the box and drive it. And again, he was stepping out towards the first base coaching box.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. So now Butcher back to where he was in the first 2 innings, getting ahead of batters. Now he's trying to finish off Nelson. Nelson trying to keep the inning alive for Man. Just able to foul off that off-speed pitch, 0-2 it remains.
A much better approach there by Nelson of stepping at the pitcher instead of the first base line, first base coaching box there. Now he scoots up in the box to try to get ahead of an off-speed pitch.
That one misses, skips off the glove. Here comes Ellis to the plate. Throw over to Butcher, and now we've got a big run down here as Man's base runners are everywhere, but it looks like they're going to get back all safely. Well, that was a big break for Man that time. You had the runner at first all the way over towards second base, and the runner at second was midway to the third, but they were able to all get back cleanly.
Yeah, good job by Butcher to get off the mound and get to the plate. Otherwise, Man may have a second run.
Here comes a 1-2. That one's going to miss high, 2-2 the count. As Ellis dancing around over at third base, trying to distract Butcher right now. He'll go back to the mound.
And Nelson is scooted a little bit more towards the plate to try to get an outside pitch here, and he offers at it, and he did not swing as he was able to hold up there. But as I was saying, he's moving a step or two closer to the inside to the plate, expecting Butcher to come with an outside pitch. He's going to try to do what he can to get a bat on it and see if he can't drive it into left field.
Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner as Butcher able to end the thread here in the top of the third inning. Man does get a run, but they leave the bases loaded. We head to the bottom of the third inning with Logan still holding a 6-1 lead. Back after this 60-second break as you're watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media and here live on WVOW Radio.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. We never stop, because life never stops.
At Childers Enterprises, your comfort is our business. We're always on the go. Childers Enterprises is your trained comfort specialist in Southern West Virginia. Choose train and feel pretty comfortable in your home.
Make that one call to Childers Enterprises for your free estimate.
It's hard to stop a train.
Hi, I'm Zach Lawton. I'm from Charleston, West Virginia. When I'm back home in Charleston, you can find me in my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud, West Virginia strong, and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, it will be soon.
6-1, Logan leads Man as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Chris Kidd with you, alongside me, Bill Lusk, with Candace Maynard, our engineer, back in the WVOW studios, and Robbie Mounts, our engineer, here on Video Productions. And again, at the conclusion of this game, we'll have more Little League Baseball for you coming up approximately 20 to 30 minutes at the conclusion of this game as Mullins, who got here with a 7-4 win over Madison the other night, will take on Chapmanville in their first All-Star game appearance of this tournament. So stay with us here this afternoon on your 4th of July weekend for all your Little League tournament coverage.
Yeah, Butcher now at 65 pitches into the contest. He threw 35 that inning, and if I'm Butcher, I'm going back to the dugout. I've got my arm around my catcher, Mason Krause, and congratulating him. I don't know, maybe he needs to go to the concession stand after this game and buy him something from the concession stand, because if Krause is not able to frame that 3-2 pitch, we've got a 6-2 ball game, and Mann's still batting in the top of the third inning. Krause done a fantastic job of framing that pitch to get the called third strike. So if I'm Butcher, you better be thanking Krause on that pitch.
Now here's the first pitch to Thompson, hit a mile high in the air, and it's going to drop. And Thompson will be on, as Ellis had to try and make a tough play on that in front of home plate on that high arching pop-up, but unable to come up with it.
You hear Chuck Nelson down in the dugout telling him to call the ball. As soon as the ball came off the bat, nobody, pitcher nor the catcher, called for the ball. Obviously, being the former assistant coach that I am from Man High School baseball, that's the pitcher's priority. He has the best option to catch that ball instead of the catcher coming out of the crouch.
His first pitch misses and gets away, and taking off for second is Thompson. He'll just beat the throw sliding in. As Dawson Keyser stands in, he struck out to start off the second inning.
Actually, that's Mason Krause, the catcher, who just checked in to the contest in the top of the third inning, replacing Keyser.
So Krause in, and that'll be a strike, 1-1. Krause was 0 for 1 the other day in the game against Sandy River, struck out and walked in his 2 plate appearances.
We've got Butcher in the on-deck circle, to be followed by Keaton Brown, who also checked in the top of the third for the Logan All-Stars.
Now the count at 2-1. It's Krause back in. Here comes Adams' pitch. This one hit hard back up the middle, and that one's going to get through for a hit. Holding at third at the moment is Thompson. He'll take a turn, and now he will retreat back to the bag, as he thought about it for a little bit there, but comes all the way back, and that'll put runners at the corners for Logan.
Yeah, Krause, good job there taking the pitch where it's pitched, right back up the middle, right down hard, and a good heads-up base running play by Trip Thompson. And over at third is a third base coach for Logan. I think that's Coach Hall down there. Elects to send him as a throw is coming in. Thompson's not too far off the bag and is able to get back. So that was a good aggressive play to see if maybe you can't get Krause down in the scoring position on the throw.
Now Coach Roberts coming out looking like he's maybe wanting to get a courtesy runner, as Keyser coming out of the dugout, and they're going to take him in for Thompson over at third base now. I guess in the event of a tag-up situation, maybe the fly ball into the outfield, get a little bit more speed over at third base.
That's the special pitch runner, as the home plate umpire informs us. And once again, the home plate umpire's not ready, but the pitcher is. I mean, we saw that a couple of times Friday night.
I told you, man, these pitchers, they're ready to go. I said it the other day. I said some of them got dinner reservations after this. That one misses over the head. Ellis struggling to find the ball, but Krause will move on over to second, which he likely would have anyway. So that'll put runners at second and third for Logan with nobody out here in the bottom of the third. As Butcher singled down the right field line his first time up. So far in this tournament, he's perfect. He's 3 for 3, along with a walk, as that one will miss upstairs. 2-0 now the count.
Nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. Of course, Little League rules is a 10-run rule kicks in effect after 4 innings. Well, nobody out, runners on second and third. Logan plated 4 runs in the bottom of the second inning. They could possibly plate 5 here if Mann's going to continue to struggle finding a strike zone.
That one misses up top 2, and the count now 3-0. So Butcher now in the driver's seat in this at bat. And if he walks, that'll bring up bases loaded and your number 9 hitter, and then it cycles back to the top of the order, which has been so dangerous for Logan. As Butcher faking a bunt attempt just to try and throw Adams off. That'll miss outside. Adams thought he had it for a strike, but that'll load the bases for Logan now.
And that is walk number 2 for Adams. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts on the evening. And now Keaton Brown with a chance to do some damage here. The bases loaded for Logan and add to this 6-1 lead.
He was 0 for 1 against Sandy River with a strikeout the other day, as that one misses outside, 1-0. Again, after this, it goes back to the top of the order, and again, Bryant, Frye, and Hall have been so dangerous today. They've yet to be retired. So there's a swing and a miss on a high fastball, 1-1.
Looks like Adams is a little bit frustrated with himself in some of these pitches, and he's overthrowing the pitch right now, and that's why he's missing in the locations that he is. And
that one hit like a missile back up the middle. That'll score Keyser from third. Rounding third is Krause. He comes to the plate, and he's going to be dead to rights as they have a collision at the plate, and Ellis able to hang on to it, but Ellis appears to be injured after that little collision there. I'm trying to see if he got... And again, it wasn't as if Krause was trying to run over top of Ellis that time. Again, Ellis just came up to make the tag as soon as he caught the ball, and Krause just struggled to slow up. He did try and slow up to prevent a bigger hit that time, but may have just caught Ellis right around his eye area.
Yeah, it looks like his shoulder may have caught him in the left cheekbone down there. It looks like that's what he's holding. Nothing up in the eye area. The protective eyewear that Ellis wears behind the plate, it's still on. So it's something down in the lower area, right around the cheekbone. He's
sitting
like
up.
He's okay.
Now. And now he's back to his feet here, and you hear the crowds cheering for Ellis as he's back ready to go, it appears. And thankfully, even Krause, he was waiting out there with him while he was trying to get up. So Krause even concerned about him, even though he was the one that was thrown out on the play. I was a little surprised that they sent Krause on that. Again, it was a sharply hit ball back up the middle. And once again, Logan has just been running themselves into outs in this tournament thus far. They did it earlier in the second inning, had it happen a few times the other day, and have it happen right there as well, because you keep that runner at third. Now you've got bases loaded and nobody out for the top of your order. Instead, it's first and second with one out now.
It was a good aggressive play out there by Grimmett to get the ball back in, and it looks like that Bryant's going to be hit for the second time today.
Yeah, that one got him right on the inside of his hand. I don't even know if he noticed it, to be honest with you. Home plate umpire had to tell him, yeah, you got hit by that pitch. But, and now the man dugout arguing that it hit the bat instead of the hand. And this is the second. Yep, and now I was about to say that's the second time they've had discussion about this.
That's Chris Toller, the manager, that has been ejected, and he's still getting his money's worth. He's going to make sure that he gets his final 2 cents in before he's asked to leave the contest.
Yeah, so they're still arguing over towards the man dugout right now with the home plate umpire and the third base umpire there as well. But yeah, they had a bit of a discussion at the end of the last half inning on that 3-2 pitch that was called strike 3. And now having another discussion on whether or not that was a foul ball off the bat or not. But nonetheless, Coach Toller is gone now.
Well, even though that we have the headsets on, we can still hear whether the ball hits a bat or flesh, and we heard nothing to us that would indicate that the ball hit the barrel of the bat or it hit the knob of the bat. So
I tell you what, Adams just walked off the mound for man and just went to the dugout. He threw the ball behind his head and walked off, and his teammates trying to get him back out right now. Now he is back out of the dugout. So I tell you what, it's getting a little chaotic here for the man All-Stars in the last minute or so.
Well, yeah, I looked up, and Robert Miller was standing on the mound with the ball, so I don't know if maybe this was a timeout that was initiated by the umpires to get the teams off the field and off to their respective coaches to talk to their teams and settle them down a little bit right now. But obviously both teams are now returning to the field, and base runners returning to the field for Logan. As Logan's up 7-1 here, and Carter Frye is up at the plate, and he had a triple last time up down the right field line. He's a situation here to where if he hits a long ball, Logan's got a 10-run lead, and then you start looking at that 10-run rule coming into effect here as some of the Mullins All-Stars are just now fouling in as I see Shrewsbury down there for them.
Right in for a strike as Adams back on the mound. He's working quickly. There's a swing and a miss, 0-2.
Looks like Frye was trying to empty the bases with one swing there. Now Adams is a little pumped up. He's working quickly here. He wants to end it, and now time is called.
And now, Adams is working extremely quickly. The home plate umpire trying to give some time for Frye to get into the batter's box, and Adams had something to say to the home plate umpire that time. Here's the 0-2, and that one misses low.
In Adams' defense, home plate umpire called time, pointed back at Adams, ready for him to pitch. The batter wasn't in the batter's box, and the home plate umpire alertly called time again to give him a situation, make sure everybody was on the same page.
That one misses 2-2 again.
And now Adams is visually shaken up here. He's now 2-2 in the count.
That one will miss high, 3-2. And Frye thought it was ball 4, but that was just ball 3. So I tell you what, it's gotten wild here in the last 5 or so minutes here at Tracy Vickers Little League Field. But now it's bases loaded with 1 out, a 3-2 pitch, and this one hit hard into center field, and that'll be a hit. That'll score 1. Ball kicks away out in the outfield. Here comes Brown to the plate. He'll score standing up. Logan now takes a 9-1 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Leland Greenman did a good job of getting the ball there that was hitting the gap out there in left center field. Fortunately, before he could get to it, the ball hits a lip or a dirt spot or something out there and then kicks off his leg. I think regardless, 2 runs were going to score either way on the double there by Frye. That's his 3rd extra base hit of the contest, 2 doubles and a triple, and give him 2 more RBIs. That's now 4 RBIs, for Carter Frye.
Now you have Landon Hall up. He pops one in on the infield, ranging over, and Adams and Copley collide, but Adams able to make the grab for the 2nd out of the inning. His runner still at 2nd and 3rd for Logan, but big out there, able to get Landon Hall, who had that 2-run home run his last time up. So that'll bring up Dakota Maynard. Maynard's 1 for 2, popped out into foul territory and then doubled his last time up.
Lack of communication there by the man All-Stars on that play. The first baseman come running in, looked like he had it, and then Adams runs all the way over and makes the catch for man.
So now Maynard, first pitch from Adams, misses high, 1-0. Maynard, base hit here could give Logan a 10-run lead, and then they'd just be 3 outs away from a win. This one hit high in the air. It's playable. Coming on is Adams and Ellis, but it's going to fall right between them as Ellis went diving for it. But it'll be just a high strike, 1-1 now.
That's one of those pop flies that's out there in no man's land between the home plate and halfway between first base, and both the pitcher and the catcher, they have a long way to go to get it, and Ellis was able to dive safely, or diving attempt come up short, and now Terry Lee Ellis, the scorekeeper for man, and is now acting coach. The acting manager is now Chuck Nelson, or maybe Terry Lee's now the acting manager. We're not for sure, but they've spotted something and are coming out and having a conversation with the Logan All-Stars along the first base, coaching in the first base dugout.
Yeah, so now the home plate umpire, after being talked to by the man dugout, now going over and talking to the Logan dugout. I'm not sure if it was something that was said after that pop-up hit the ground or not. Again, things have gotten very contentious here in this bottom of the 3rd inning. Again, Coach Toller for man's already been ejected from this game after arguing with balls and strikes, and then after the hit batter that he thought was off the bat a moment ago as that pitch misses high. Now 3-1 to Maynard. So everyone just trying to get calmed down here now. Scored 9-1. Logan leads it, and here comes a 3-1 pitch to Maynard. Takes a big rip at it and fouls it off. So Adams able to work it back to a full count. He's at 74 pitches now for the game. So he's got 10 remaining in this contest before he'd have to be lifted. Here comes the payoff pitch to Maynard. Swung on and belted into right center field, and that's going to plate 2, as that's going to get all the way to the wall as Bryant comes in standing up. Here comes another runner in standing up, Frye, and Logan now holds an 11-1 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And now the 10-run rule is in effect. Should man not score in the top half of the fourth inning, Logan with an opportunity to add to the lead here as Carson Hale singled his last time up. Will look to do the same here and possibly get Maynard home from second base. Logan, they've already pitch ran in this inning, so they cannot do it again in this inning. And Hale, or Maynard won't have to run at second base for himself.
So Hale now at 0-1 as he fouled that one off at the top of the press box here. And Hale 1 for 2 today, struck out, and as Bill mentioned, singled his last time up. Pitch misses inside, 1-1. Hale with 3 hits thus far in this tournament. Looking for another one here to try and give Butcher a little bit more breathing room, as that'll be a strike on the outside corner.
That's credit to Landon Ellis. He was able to frame that pitch to get that call.
Now Adams facing the 9th batter of this inning for Logan. This one lifted in the air to left field, coming on, and what a catch out in left field by Collins. He snow-coned that one and was able to keep Logan off the board further, but Logan does plate 5 runs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Man will need a run to stay alive in this game when we come back, as you're watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media, and here live on WVOW.
What started as a vision to bring quality health care to the coal fields of southern West Virginia has grown to become so much more. With a 5-star patient experience rating 2 years running, our family of local employees, medical staff, leaders, and governing board are working hard to deliver compassionate care, respect for others, and excellence in all that we undertake. We are now Boone Memorial Health, and for you and your family, we are bringing medicine home.
Logan All-Stars 3 outs away from potentially moving on to the finals of the winners bracket tomorrow here in the District 2 11 and 12-year-old Little League Tournament. Chris Kidd with you, Bill Lusk with me. Back in the WVOW studios, Candace Maynard, our engineer for today's broadcast, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer here on Video Productions, as we're in the top of the 4th inning. But if man can plate a run, this game will continue. But Logan getting 5 runs in the bottom of the 3rd has pushed man to the brink here. In this inning, man will send up their 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Austin Vance, Elijah Copley, and Brayton Collins. Jackson Mangus, will probably see him at some point this inning, coming in to bat off the bench for the Man All-Stars.
I don't know where Mangus is at in relation to the lineup, but he is in the contest. He came in and played right field in the last inning, so he may be in for Matthew Browning.
That one fouled off towards the right by Vance, 0-1.
In fact, I could tell you exactly who he's in for if the kid in the first base coaching box would turn around and we could get his number.
Help us out, man.
He's the only sub in this. He's the only guy that's not in right now.
This one hit hard towards 3rd, and that'll get into left field for a hit. So Vance able to single to start the top of the 4th inning. And man trying to extend this game off to a good start here in the 4th.
And Browning is indeed in the coaching box, so I'm going to take it that Mangus is in the contest for Browning, but we'll hold off on that for right now, as Browning's spot in the lineup would be 4th up.
And that'll bring up Elijah Copley. He struck out to start or to end the 2nd inning. And now Butcher ready to go to work. That one's going to miss over the head of him, and it's hung on to by Kraus. Throw down to 2nd. Not going to be in time as it went off the glove of Frye. Dangerous running decision there by Vance after Kraus made that catch. But he was able to get in. I think he might have been safe even if that ball would have been caught cleanly by Frye.
The throw and the runner gets to the bag about the same time. So it'll be interesting to see how it would have played out. But It kicks off the glove of the shortstop and in the right field. No further advancement by Vance, so give Vance a stolen base on the play.
Count 2-0 now to Copley. And this time Butcher comes back with a strike, 2-1. Butcher now at 70 pitches in this game, so whether this game continues or not after this inning, this could probably be Butcher's last inning of work. Swing and a miss by Copley, 2-2.
In this case for Butcher, just keep pounding the strike zone, make man put a bat on the ball, something they've been unable to do thus far. His 6 strikeouts, looking for number 7.
And there it was. He freezes Copley on the outside corner for strikeout number 7 and the first out of the top of the 4th.
Butcher has been doing a good job of that, getting the man batter set up. 1-2, 0-2 counts, and then coming back and pounding that outside corner. Man has yet to make the adjustment.
Now Braden Collins will stand in. He struck out to start the 3rd inning for Man. And he gets down a strike quickly, looking at a fastball down the middle, 0-1. Now Butcher starting to work a little bit more quickly here too. I think he feels like he's back in a rhythm. Foul tipped into the glove of Krause, 0-2. And you see him, Butcher just continues to kind of wind his arm up like, let's go, let's keep this moving right here, let's keep this momentum. So he shakes off one sign and he gets the one he wants, the 0-2. Swing and a miss on the outside corner. It gets away from Krause, has to come up with it, throws down to first in time. Here comes the runner breaking to the plate. The throw is in time, and that will do it. What a double play turn by the Logan All-Stars as they celebrated home plate, and they win it 11-1. And they are moving into the finals of the winners bracket as you see it here on our Video Productions Instant Replay. Great throw from Hale at first, right on the money to Krause, and he was able to block the plate just enough to keep Vance from getting through. And Man will now have to go through the bottom half of the bracket starting tomorrow as they come out to shake hands, and Logan with their second 10-run rule win of this tournament. And, you know, they looked a lot sharper today, Bill, than they did on Friday. But you know what? That's a big testament to how good this Logan team is, that they didn't play their best on Friday. They showed a lot of signs of it here today, and this is going to be a tough Logan team to beat.
Well, it started on the mound with Butcher. He gives up 2 hits, 1 run, 8 strikeouts. Only walked, he walked 4 batters, but 3 of those came in the 3rd inning. As Man was able to play to run in the 3rd inning. It looked like Man may have had a little bit of momentum in that 3rd inning, maybe being able to cut into a 6-0 deficit, but Logan was able to get out of it with the help of a fielder's choice off the bat of Brenton Adams. When he had the bases loaded, he grounds right back to the pitcher. Butcher comes home with it to get the 2nd out, and then on the 2-strike approach, Mason Krause is able to frame the strike 3 pitch to get him out of the inning and leave the bases loaded. And Logan, just with an aggressive approach at the plate, they pound out another 10 hits after having 14 hits on Friday. Much better approach at the plate by the Logan All-Stars as opposed to the 6 strikeouts that they had through 2 2/3 innings against Jeremiah Graham for Sandy River. This time, Logan came out aggressive, pounding the bats out of the zone, getting hits, taking advantage of the walks and the miscues by the Man All-Stars. And they're 1 win away from a return to the state tournament where they were runner-up last year. They're looking to get back to the Southeast Regional, something that hasn't happened since 2017.
Well, they'll face off against either Mullins or Chapmanville, coming your way at approximately 4 p.m. here on WVOW Radio and Video Production. So we're going to step aside for about a 20-30-minute break and be back with you right around 4 o'clock for the start of Chapmanville and Mullins in our second semifinal of the winners bracket. But again, it's Logan victorious over Man today, 11-1 in 4 innings. For Bill Lusk, Robbie Mounts on Video Productions, our engineer, Candace Maynard, our engineer back in the WVOW studios. I'm Chris Kidd saying see you in about half an hour, everyone, as you are listening to live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by BOONE Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media and live on WVOW Radio.